Hi, in this video, we are going to see the listener operation of the JMS for the queue-based message consumption, right? So in the previous video, which you can find in my playlist as well, so we just created an HTTP listener with this path, and we just set a variable for the message to be published, and we just publish this message on the queue, which name is test, and just log the message which we have published, right? So now in this video, we have just used the listener component, and for the listener component we just selected the same configuration as we did for that, and the destination is test, we know, and we selected the queue type, queue name, and acknowledge mode is not I selected, is by default, and body is payload, and here the number of consumers are uh, are 0, so, or you can type 1 as well, so to avoid any conflict. So that's how you can do here, and it's all set, and it will lock the message here. So let me run this. It's already I guess it's already deployed. Okay, so let me see if it's deployed. Yes, it's deployed. So what's the difference between the listener and the consume message? For the consume message, if you see here, we have to trigger that consume from some other source. In this case, we are consuming it from the from the listener, right? But for that, we don't need to use any source. The listener is itself a source, and it can just listen whatever the message is published on that queue. uh, and again the thing is the same, that we can only use the message can only be sent to one listener, right? So let's see what happens now. So if I just publish this message, I'm just changing one thing Mona said. The right, so let me edit the body here. Let's suppose I type here um Wasim Akaram. Okay, so let me see what will happen now. So if I go here and see in the console, let's see that it worked, and it just listened to this thing. Okay, and if you go back to the consumer thing, it will just update that there was now the consumers are only one, and there's no pending message because the message has already been consumed by that listener. For instance, let me copy this um, and paste this. Now we have two listeners on that particular queue, and let's see what happens now, because we know that the message in the queue can only be consumed by one of the consumer, so one of the clients. Let's see what will happen here. So let me type something new here. Let's suppose I'm typing Shweva. So let me, so what happens here? Wow, with the listener thing, what we got is we can consume the same queue message twice, but that was not the case with the that was not the case with this thing. Let me go back here and refresh it. I have nothing here, and if I try to go do with the help of this thing, um, which was the consume method, let me try with this, the consume operation. So let me consume queue, and let me send it. It's sending the request. So it returned nothing, which means that there was nothing in the, and see what's happened here as well. So there was nothing, in the payload, so there nothing is so you see the difference that if we have multiple consumer listeners. So I made a bit of mistake in the beginning of the video just to make sure. I told that this message can only be consumed once even with the listener, but that is not the case. If we have listener, that message can be consumed more than once, even it is in the queue. So that was about this video. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.